Speaking with captain of the Nashville RollerGirl, All-Stars, Rambo here. How long have you been skating with the Nashville RollerGirl?
I've been here since April of 2007. Yeah.
And how long have the RollerGirls been in existence here in town?
January of 06.
Okay, so you were one of the early ones then.
Yeah, I've been their first season bouting was January of 07, and I came in right after that. So.
When does the season go?
Our season this year is from February to this is our last home game, so August. We have one more away game, and that's regular season. So regular season games. We also have regional tournaments, and ours is October, and then the national championship is in November. How
many teams are in your region right now?
We have about, I think, 17 or 18 teams in our region that are WFTA sanctioned. WFTA is Women's Flat Track Derby Association. And if you are a sanctioned team, you are then eligible to go to the regional tournament. There's 4 regions in the United States, and even Canada and London are actually, London's in the eastern region, and there's a couple Canadian teams. And there's 4 regions, and the top 10 teams from each region go to the regional tournament.
And I understand y'all are ranked 3rd now in the region?
No, we're ranked 5th in our region.
5th in the region, okay.
Yeah.
How many teams will go from the region to the national?
The top 3 teams after the regional tournament will go to the championship. So you've got 12 teams competing for the title.
Where's the regional going to be this year?
Lincoln, Nebraska is where the South Central Regional Tournament will be held, and then the championship will be in Chicago.
Okay. So, what are the basic rules, if you can explain that real quickly?
Basically, take whatever idea you have about roller derby, which is probably the bank track with the elbows and the arms flying.
Right.
It's stripped down from that. There's no like antics and pro wrestling style involved at all. So, everything, you have to have a legal hit, which would comprise, of not throwing your elbow up. Everything is done controlled, and with your, you use your whole body to make contact. And so most of the penalties come from doing illegal contact. If I come up and hit somebody and my elbow flies up, that could be a major, minor elbow or forearm. So, and then a game is an hour long. It's 2 30-minute halves. You have as many, in each 30-minute half, you have as many 2-minute jams as possible. And in that 2-minute jam, you field your 5 players. So on the track, there's 10 players from each team at a time.
So here you have basically 2 teams. You have the JV team and then like the better team?
Yeah, like JV varsity, A and B. We have our Brawl Stars are our B team, and our All Stars are the A teams, kind of.
So most of the teams you play are from other areas, other teams from the region? Yes,
you have to be eligible to be ranked in going to the tournament at the end of the season. You have to have 2 in-region games. So you have to play 2 teams from your region, and then you can play whoever else you want to play after that. And no one really dictates your season. Like, I'm our vice president, which entitles me to help set our schedule. So I'm emailing and contacting other leagues to set up our 2011 schedule.
So most all of the roller derby in the United States right now is on the flat track, and
correct.
That saves a whole lot of money and opens up a whole lot of different arenas to where you can actually play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's way more possibilities and options for girls to skate here or the fairgrounds, or we used to practice at Rocketown. It was a little small area in there, but there are skating rinks. Skating rinks are everywhere, so a lot of teams still use skating rinks.
So, and a lot of people that listen to or that have seen roller derby back in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that, that was kind of like wrestling and stuff like that, and everything here is legit, right?
Yeah, everything is here legit. Like I said, back in like the 70s, when it was like the resurgent was huge and everything, you had all these personas, and you had fake fights and girls, and they had all these rivalries. Rivalries are still very prevalent, just like in any sport, trust me. But we definitely, everything is legit and real. Like it's all based on skill and athleticism, and not theatrics and any of that stuff.
What kind of background, athletic background, do most of the ladies come from?
It varies. Like I've played sports since I could walk. I was always doing something. Played sports all through high school, and then this was, I found this and I was like, oh, this is perfect. And a lot of girls played, you know, just like I did, and played in college. Some girls never played at all, and we accept anybody because you know we can train anybody to be a roller girl just as much what they want to put into it.
Did most of the ladies skate previously, or some of them learning to skate as they go?
Yes, it's definitely both. Like I'm just naturally athletic. Like I said, I always played sports. I skated a little bit, but I was never like, you know, at the roller rink every weekend, or I had inlines. I would go skating outside, but some girls were roller rink kids, some weren't. It just like it is with sports, like their background. It's totally, we get everybody.
I knew that y'all had a team and everything, and kind of looked at it a little bit, and then a while back I saw the movie Whip It.
Oh yeah.
And really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And kind of saw a little bit of what was going on, and since done some research on that. Did that movie really heighten the popularity of roller derby?
I think it did for some areas. I don't know. I don't think we really saw a huge spike in our new girl recruitment. We have we recruit, you know, obviously new players. We're always recruiting. We came out almost a year ago, and I don't remember a huge spike in our Derby 101 attendance. I don't know. That movie also was bank track, and what that movie did get right, and they showed it perfectly, was the camaraderie and the sisterhood and the family that is roller derby. And you know, of course, they had the elbows flying, and they had all these, you know, caddy girls and stuff, you know, and it's a movie. It's it's supposed to be entertaining, so it's a little different than, you know, what actually happens on the court on a track.
So, do you know much about hockey?
I mean, a little bit. My dad used to play, but I don't know, a little bit. I've been to a game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How would you compare this to hockey?
It's definitely, I would definitely say the aggression's really there. I mean, fights don't break out. Fights are very, very few and far between, because it's frowned upon. Because, you know, we don't want to be linked to the old school roller derby, so we really like try our hardest to make it separate. I mean, of course, you have the nicknames. You know, that's pretty much the only thing that's really the same in the flat kind of you're on an oval track. I would say, yeah, there's no puck and there's no ball, so that's different. But yeah, I mean, you're still skating and you're still aggressive, and it's very, very aggressive. So I can definitely see that those two things are that cross over.
A lot of the rules of what you can and can't do seem the same as far as legal hits and illegal hits.
Like no high blocks, right? No blocks to the head. Yeah, I mean no, like you can't hook with you can't do like a hook or anything, right? With the legs, like with your stick. Okay. I mean, we can't do low blocks. Like, the legal blocking zone is mid thigh to the shoulders, and you can block. I can block somebody to the chest with my elbow, but I can't come up behind somebody and block them with my shoulder or push them. You know, I can't block my shoulder to the back. There's a lot of things like, you know, like you can't blindside somebody, which you can't do in hockey. So.
And when somebody gets called, then you go one down on the next jam.
Exactly. So like penalties get called out during the jam. So during the 2-minute jam, girls are getting called out. So you can accrue there's 3 zones. You have no impact, no penalty. So I could touch somebody with my elbow and just kind of be resting it there for a second, and no impact, no penalty. The second step is a minor penalty. I could hit somebody with my elbow and they not really move. So the impact of my elbow hitting them was just okay, whatever. They lunged forward. A major elbow would be if they went out of bounds, lost their position, or fell over, like they got knocked to the ground. That would cause a major penalty, and I would take a minute in the box. So 4 minors would be sent to the box for a minute, or a minute in the box.
So they sit in the penalty box?
Yes, I mean, so it's kind of the same thing. I think in hockey it's only 1 minute, or is it 2?
It's 2 minutes.
It's 2 minutes in hockey. Okay, that's where it's. But you can sit in the box for 2 minutes if you do say you have 3 minors and you commit in an instant you commit a major in your 4th minor, then you could go for 2 minutes. So there are times where you will sit for 2 minutes in the box.
So what else would somebody that doesn't know a whole lot about roller girls need to know?
That it's a lot of fun. It's family friendly. It's a true sport, and the best way to spend $10 on a Saturday night.